is Carlos Diaz, and it's a pleasure for me to be here. I am the winner of the Social Innovation Challenge 2019, and the idea that me and my team and I presented was Suelo, which just to explain a little bit of the project. Suelo was the name that we gave to the project because we wanted to explain what we were offering, but at the same time, we wanted to remember our roots. So our roots are based in a Latin American country in Panama, down in Central America, and our language is Spanish. And suelo is the meaning in Spanish for ground. And everybody has in common something, which is a common ground. And so we all have to look for that common ground that will get us to do something for the well-being of the society in general. So as well as just a simple phrase that explains just a lot for when we come from to what we're looking for. And our project is based in precision agriculture, basically combining data collection, data analytics, and also optimization models for the production yield. So as Rogelio always say, how can we do more with less? And that's all about it. The Social Innovation Challenge is all about how can you bring something meaningful to society that instead of just doing something to make yourself money, you can make a decent living, but at the same time helping bringing sustainability to our planet. And especially now that is very needed. We are living in times that we have been proven, for instance, this year, that we need to change our ways, either the ways that we do things, the ways that we think of things, because we cannot withhold this for too much longer. Like every year, things will get harder and harder. And it depends on our generation to actually come with ideas that will make our society to move forward, but at the same time, we preserve what we got. Because there's no planet Earth number two, and everybody says that. But that's the reality, and we're seeing it. So what we're looking for with our Suelo project or Suelo system is to comprehensively go with people and make partnerships that will help us to collect data and tell people, hey, you're, for instance, using too much water to irrigate this system. Yet uh, the computer is telling us that you should just decrease this amount of water or be focused in this side of the field. Or for instance, just like you're using too much fertilizer, you don't need to even fertilize at all. So at the end of the day, the system will be connected to an algorithm that will be based in artificial intelligence, and that will take information from the soil, from the weather channel, from the weather station, and it will even get so smart at some point that it will determine if it's gonna rain, why to even bother to irrigate the system, and the system will just be doing that as an automatic system. So we'll be applying automation. That's like the final goal and the final stage for project. We never really thought getting our project out there in the university per se until we met Rogelio. So for the people that is in Rogelio's class, take advantage that Rogelio is a great person to actually get knowledge from because whether like he knows what you're talking or not, he will find the ways to get to know that. He will actually come by and he will say, hey, I might not know too much about it, but what I know is this, and I know people that knows about it. And Rogelio is just like a huge uh, networking person. Like he will connect you with everybody, and that's what he did with me and my group. Uh, we went to talk to him one time. We went to his class. We sit down in the very back of the class. We were just listening to him, and at that time, I think his teaching assistant was Maddie, and Maddie was just there, and they were just explaining what they were all about. And he ended up saying, "It's like, hey, you guys got a good product." We're like, well, we're just thinking about this project to apply it in Panama somewhere. And he was like, no, like I believe that there's people in here that actually need something like that. And so that's why how we got like put together with the entrepreneur community. And then we started working the social link canvas, which Rogelio is always big on social link canvas. That's one thing that you have to do and you have to get it right. And actually it's very helpful. So all of those things all together were building what we ended up calling Suelo. At the beginning, we didn't even have a name for that. We set up for a whole day to come up with something. We are like, how we should call it? Like, it have to be something that is not nerd. nerd material, and it has to be something that really represents who we are, but it has to be simple at the same time. So going through the social link canvas will help you to figure out all of the dots, put pieces together, and get the puzzle together and see the bigger picture. And then when you get to compete, you will see that there's a lot of people that is worrying and caring about what is being made. And you will learn from mentors, you'll learn from uh, Rogelio and all of the people that he would bring to talk to you, that this is a big experience, whether you want to be the lead of the project or a part of a team, or you just are wondering about social innovation challenge because there's a thing that you have never heard about, you just go for it, because it's a big opportunity for you to realize that we have the power to actually do something beneficial for our society and actually bring value to the people around us. And when I participated, I didn't expect that I was going to make it that far. Actually, it was a big time commitment, and I was in my uh, first year, first semester of Capstone. And I mean, Liz knows a little bit about Capstone. Capstone just gets as crazy as it can get. But we pull it through. The other advice I would give is just find yourself people that is as passionate as you are uh, to do what you're doing, because that will just help a lot. If people is in your group just because they just wanted to form a group and that was it, uh, it's going to be a little bit harder. So people have to pick a project that they really want to work on, because that will make it easier, because it takes time commitment. It's a lot of work, but if you like a little bit more of what you do, you will definitely be in the right track, and you will have the right people helping you by your side in the brewer family hub. I mean, you will have Rogelio, Sarah, and a whole lot of other people in there that will be there to help. So, in my experience, it felt good because that opened up the door for many other opportunities for us and for my group. And we ended up being invited by the by the Clinton Global Initiative to be part of their class of 2020, which Olga also got invited to. And unfortunately, due to Corona, we couldn't go to Edinburgh, but hopefully next year we'll get to go. And so that's just like the first step. If you're passionate about what you're doing, this is the first step to open the door for many other opportunities that you have down the road. So with that being said, I think that's the social innovation challenge. Just go for it, and good luck to everybody. I'm open up for questions now.
Oh, that's awesome. That's perfect. Thank you so much for all what you said. What do you recommend about team formation and team building? How do you know a person is a good fit? When do you know it? And it's a hard
Well,
thing to do.
well, I'll tell you, when I started picking my team, well, I already have Enrique by my side, but we're like integrating other people. And one thing I will say is like make sure that your team is as diverse as you can make it. Whether like just good, look for people that, as I said first, like are passionate about what you're doing, but look for people that you wouldn't think of. Like look for people that is passionate, but at the same time people that would bring value from like diversity, from like other places, other states, other countries. Like just look for people from out of the box, because they will bring another perspective to your group. Like they will bring another perspective to your idea. Like if I'm thinking of on square and I want to make it a square, maybe somebody comes and is like, oh, let's cut the sharp's edges of the square and make it somehow more round, and so it makes it better. So look for diversity and look for people that's passionate. And
Great.
I forgot to answer one part. When it's the right person, when to talk to them. Just get to talk to the people before. You just get to talk to the people before, look at their thoughts, and if you feel you'll feel that by the way that the people speaks to you about why they want to join your group, you'll realize you'll get a lot of insights in whether or not that's a good fit for your team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. So the same. My other question would be about presenting the idea. What is important to think about when you're preparing presentation on different stages of your idea, when you don't really know, when you're not really sure what are you doing, and on other stages? So what to think about when you're preparing presentation?
When you're preparing, I will say that you should start gathering groups of friends, um, whether they know or they don't know about what you're doing. Just gather them and present to them. Like present whatever you have written down, and their feedback will be very important for you because when you get feedback from people that doesn't know anything about your project, it's going to be basically the same setup that you'll have at the end. Like the judges will not know anything about your project other when you present to them. The second thing that you have to have like on your mind is that the people in there will not know what you're going to talk about. So you're the only person that will really know about your project. So you have to present it in the way that everybody can understand it because you have people from all of the spectrum, from people that is like very technical to people that is like not that technical. So you have to make your project as meaningful but as simple as possible so then people can understand it. But that will just take practice. That will just take going to the mentor sessions, getting help from the people that are within the coordination of the event, and they will always like find resources for you to like actually improve. You will have the quality writing center. You will have the business college. They have a communication lab. So all of those resources, like people should use it, take advantage of those.
Great. Liz, do you have questions? Do you have minutes?
Yes, first of all, Carlos, thank you very much again for taking the time
It's my pleasure.
You're a little frozen.
All of your effort and your time right now. So okay, so my first question was, so how was that first interaction with partners? Do you have a pitch? Like how do you work on that pitch for partners, and then like how do you first interact with them? That'll be my first question.
Okay. Well, my partners, well, Enrique and I having a story. We got here together with the scholarship program, so we knew each other from the beginning. And we're just like trying to look. I always try to look for people that have like an interest in doing something that is meaningful. And I knew that he wanted to do the same thing, but he have a different background than I have, and that's what I was meaning when you have to add diversity. It's like if I was just a person that thinks that just thinking of my way is the only way to do things, I would have gone and picked just a bunch of industrial engineers to be my team. But I knew that I needed people from other backgrounds too. So I don't know it at all, you know. And one time I went to this professor. He's a really, he's being a really good friend to me in the industrial engineering department, is Dr. Parnell. And I was thinking, I was asking him because he's my project management professor. And I asked him, it's like, Dr. Parnell, when you're forming a team, what will be the best advice that you can give me? And he told me, just make sure that you find the best people you can and the most diverse group you can because you have your expertise and you'll be good at that. But you need people that is good at other stuff too. So that's one of the advice I really take advantage of whenever I ask him. My interaction was just like sitting down with the people that were gonna be part of my team, just sitting down, getting to talk to them, and getting to see their expressions. One of the things I've always been big on is like just looking at people's like uh, interactions. So whenever they talk to me, I get to see on their faces and the way they talk about something, whether they're into it or not. So that's one of the things. Just get to know the people that is around you. Get to interact a little bit. Don't just do it like, hey, I want to be part of your group because it's cool. No, just get to sit down and have not like a formal interview as if you were gonna get a job, but at least some kind of like a conversation to get to know the people you're gonna be working for the next 4 or 3 months. You know.
Perfect. Thank you, Carlos. And then my other question was, you mentioned that you at that time also were working on your capstone project. And then I know that many of our students are going to be also working on other projects. So how do you balance time? How do you make sure that you are committed, uh, that you are giving the amount of time that you have to do the project? And like, how do you organize yourself with it?
I think one of the things that I've always been bad at time management. That's I think I understood and I learned how to be better at time management with the social innovation challenge because that would require me to have not just a time commitment for myself, but I knew that there would be other people that will actually be involved in the process and they have things to do too. So I'll try to be mindful of people's time, because if it was for me, I'll go and do things at 2 or 3 in the morning if I'm awake. But I know that people don't work the same way as I do. So I'll try to have like a better management now with these new tools that Outlook has, and you have your cell phone where you can put a calendar. So I was just trying to use the technology, not just to solve people's problems for society. I was trying to solve my own problems with my time management too. And so that's one of the things that I did. I just really put in the effort to make sure that if I say let's do this at this time, I'll be there at that time. I will try to coordinate with everybody and talk to everyone and say, hey, what's the best time for every single of you to actually do this? And I knew that I was the project manager of the team, and I still am, but I knew that I'm the one that have to adapt to the majority of the people's schedule, not just my schedule, not my way. So that's one thing. Just learn how to do time management, either before if you can, or try to get it as soon as you can, because it's not gonna be fun if you don't manage your time properly.